My name is Felix Wong. I'm from Fort Collins, Colorado. I'm the crew chief for Team C2C.
Hi, I'm Tina Ament from Alexandria, Virginia. I am a stoker on Team C2C.
Welcome to the OhioRAAM show.
Well, with that bombastic music of Richard Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries, we are introduced to a show that, well, we'd understand why we're having that music when you see our guests for today. And I might say there's nothing more appropriate to be going on in the background here than a thunderstorm, and you might just hear a little bit of it as we go on. I thought I would wait it out, but it looks like there's no waiting this one out. And we want to thank Felix Wong and Tina Ment from Team C2C for that introduction. We appreciate them, and the reason why you only saw half of Tina's face is because Tina is blind. She's a stoker on Team C2C, which is 4 tandems with 8 riders, half of them blind, in the race across America in 2018. And you will see Team C2C on May the 17th. It is the mission of the OhioRAAM show to support the sport of ultracycling, and this show airs 3 times a month on the 7th, the 17th, and 27th of each month, and at other special times as well. As we're getting close to the race across America, there will be some extra shows now and during the race itself. Show host Maria Vasquez is not with us for this show. This was recorded before she joined our team. She'll be with us in the next show. And the show is sponsored and supported by the 2 time stations in the race across America, time stations 41 in Oxford, Ohio, and time station 42 in Blanchester, Ohio. These time stations are open 24 hours a day during the race across America. If you're new to the race across America, there's a great place to come and learn about it because there'll be knowledgeable people there. And we invite all of you here in, well, any place in the Midwest to come and enjoy the race with us. It starts on June the 12th for the solo riders and June the 16th for the teams. That means the teams will be catching up with the solo riders right here in Ohio, and our time station will open on June the 19th, stay open 24 hours a day till June the 23rd. So whether you come by at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the morning, there will be somebody here to greet you. Be sure to check the show notes that is below the video here for more information about today's guests. If you're watching on YouTube, that'll be in the description box right below. Now today we're going to return to Denmark for the first time in a couple years for a 4-person female team whose name is what? You probably already know. The music has told the story. It's Team Valkyrie. So off to Denmark. Well, hello, Denmark. It's been way too long since the OhioRAAM show has been to Denmark. And we're glad to be back here with what I believe I've been told is the first female team from Scandinavia. Is that correct? Let's start out here with Heidi. Tell me about yourself and see if I've got my story straight.
You've got your story absolutely straight. It is the first all-female team coming out of Denmark and even out of Scandinavia. My story is I bought a bicycle 6 years ago. Basically wanted to go into triathlon. Did a small triathlon, then a little bit longer, then a half, and then finally the last one I did was the escape from Alcatraz in San Francisco. Along the way, I got to know about RAM, and based on the stories and the movies and what I read about RAM, I decided, well, let's try and see if we can put a team together and make it happen. And that is that's the very short version of the story.
Okay. So you've got a team going here, and let's get some members, meet some of the other members here. Karen.
Yes.
Tell me a little about yourself. And how you got into cycling?
For about 9 years ago, me and my husband bought 2 bicycles. The first time we just ride for fun, and in a couple of years we start training a lot more, get starting competitions in Denmark. 15 and 16, I was in the world champion in road race. 15 it was in Denmark, and in 2016 it was in Australia. And now I look forward to come to the USA. And
I go for it. Yes. I actually also started riding the bike in a late age. I started on the track actually as a sprinter. So now I'm going for something completely different with the RAM. A great challenge for me to try something else. I have won 7 world championships on the track, and I'm the owner of 2 world records in the 200 meter and the 500 meter sprint.
I will say the RAM is considerably different than a 500-meter sprint.
Yeah, I think so. Exactly. I need to take a bit of a change in my preparing for the RAM.
I'm the last
Maida,
rider.
yeah. Okay, go ahead, Maida. Tell me about yourself.
Yes.
And what your role is here.
I have been biking for about 10 years now, and it was 2 colleagues at my work who helped me find my first bike. I just rushed into the hard mountain biking from the beginning. I nearly lived on my bike the first years, so I started to ride competition in Denmark. Then the first year nearly I got my bike. Yes, I've been the champion of the Europe competition in a road race, and then I got 2 bronze in the world championship in 2013. I win, and I like in the mountains also. I'm a climber in the mountains, and the long hard races. That's the long distance is my type of race. So I'm very pleased to be in this team here, and I'm looking forward to cross America.
You're right over there. Can you swing around and introduce yourself?
Yeah.
And tell me what you're doing here.
My name is Ragnhild, and I'm the masseuse on the team. I'm just looking forward to it. I have been masseuse for about 8 years now, and I have won a lot of prizes for being the best masseuse in Denmark. So I think I'm really cope to take care of the women on this tour.
Okay, very good. Now let's go back over here with Heidi, and we have Kenneth. And I guess you're crew chief, is that correct, Kenneth?
Yeah, that's correct. I have been participating in RAM for, I think this will be my 7th trip this year. First one was back in 2011, where I was caught by one of my good friends I had in the military. Him and 3 other guys was doing a 4-man team back in 11, and they asked me if I could participate as a crew. And every time I'm finished RAM, you always say, well, this will be my last until next time. So yeah, usual story.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's also, if you notice, Lee, he's actually wearing the official RAM t-shirt. He's a keen, keen guy. He's dressed for it.
Well, Ken, who are some of the other teams or people you've crewed for?
All of them has been Danes who is participating. 1 year I participated with Carsten and Hans. But it's always been male riders I've been participating with. 1 year I did together with a solo racer where I said, I'll not do that again. A solo racer, that is boring to be a crew for. So only teams now.
You know, I've heard crew talk a lot about their job, but you're the first person I ever heard it called boring.
Yeah, but there's not so much action when you're just riding behind the same rider all the time. And as a what can you say, the longer you go in the race, the slower the rider will be, because it's getting slower and slower and slower. So there's not much race in that. So that's why I chose only to take a 4 or 2 men's teams now.
And Kenneth, have you ever crewed for women before?
Nope, never.
He's taking the ultimate channels.
Yeah.
Channels now.
Well, before we went on the air, I asked him how he's gonna be able to control 4 women, but I think maybe you're up to the job, and you've got a pretty good crew lined up, Kenneth.
I do.
Good.
So we will be the usual setup, which I have been done for 6 times now. So it's usually 1 RV, two follow vehicles, where three crew members in each of the cars. Exception is the RV, where there'll be 4 in there. So we have a backup if one of the other crews is.
Okay, and who'd like to talk about your training and how it's going?
We are talking a lot about how we train and how we can be prepared for this challenge. But what is important for us is to agree to what we want to do. What is important for us is to go through the RAAM and not to beat any records, but to do it together and to finish as a team and have a wonderful time doing it.
Yeah. To follow up on what Yanni is saying is, we are 4 very different riders. As you've heard, Yanni, Karen, and Mette, they're probably close to being pros on their bikes, because they've done loads of races. They are very fast in actually riding the bike. And then you've got this semi-heavy amateur coming behind them. So I'm the one being challenged the most, in the sense that I need to get faster on the bike. From my perspective, it's all about completing the race. It's about leaning in and using each other's strengths.
Now you do have a charity.
So I'll be happy to talk about the charity. The charity is, it's about children. It's about Danish children. It's focused on abused and mistreated children, called the Children's Phone as well. So that's what this charity is about, supporting those children.
And as always, below the video where you're seeing it, we'll have some show notes about this team, and also we'll have a link there to the charity. Well, we want to thank all of you for being here and taking some time to be with us. We had a little glitch in getting together, and I thank all of you for yielding to my needs here when some family issues cropped up. Any things that you or Ken, either one, have to share with us before we sign off here?
I'm happy to be on the show. It was nice to be called upon. And we're looking very much forward to coming through the 2 time stations that your neck of the woods is taking care of.
Well, Ken's been through that route before, but there's a little bit of a challenge some people have when they get to our time station in Ohio. They say, well, we've only got 600 miles to go. But what they forget about, Ken, is that there's the Appalachian Mountains ahead of them.
Exactly.
Don't talk about those.
That's Heidi's nightmare. That's Heidi's nightmare.
Yeah, that's where I need an engine in my bike.
So Kenneth, to make sure that it will be Karen or Mette to take that part. They are the climbers, and they will take that heavy part of climbing.
Well, there'll be enough challenge there for all 4 of you, I think, before you get through there.
I look forward to see you in Ohio.
Yeah, I will look forward. What the temperature in Ohio when we come? Can you arrange? We have good weather.
It's generally pretty warm and also very humid.
I'm just looking forward. I have never been in the US. That's my first time in my life. And I'm actually 54, so I'm looking forward to the race, to pass Ohio.
I mostly train and race by myself and do things by myself. So it's I really look forward to do this together with the team and with the wonderful girls. We are not that familiar with each other, so it's also a kind of a process learning to know each other, and that's a challenge, and that's I think we will give each other many hugs and maybe some tears on the way.
Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Team Valkyrie, for being on the show. We wish you well in the race across America. There's old Richard Wagner in the background. You know, I like opera quite a lot, but I really don't like Wagnerian operas. But this seemed appropriate for this occasion. Again, be sure to check the show notes about this team. You'll find them there below each video. And we want to thank you all for watching. We want to thank those of you who support us on the social media when you see us there. Now, our next show will be Team BQE Software, Team World Bicycle Relief. World Bicycle Relief provides very rugged bicycles along with service and trained mechanic. They're provided for teachers, for health workers, for students, and for people who just need to get their products to market. Tune in again in about 10 days. With that, we'll say goodbye.